Hello, everybody, and welcome to Masu Pro Wrestling. I'm your host and sole commentator, Masu Pro Wrestling Ton, and we are going to be starting off tonight with Idol Division one-on-one contest. Don't let it fool you. It is not Empress Morgana that will be starting us off, but it will be the demon that she summons with that magic stone, the green mist coming out. I don't know if she summons it necessarily, but the magic mist coming out only to reveal the reason that I have a commentating booth and I'm not down there with the French-Canadian commentators. It is none other than the second half of Empress Morgana's Tag Team Champions, ShmeepsWorld 2.0. The Tag Team Champions of MPW, Empress Morgana and ShmeepsWorld La Primera, gonna be starting us off today, and ShmeepsWorld is gonna be let loose on an unsuspecting, or I guess they suspect it, but a let's say less than willing participant. Of course, Empress Morgana and ShmeepsWorld will discover their #1 contenders tonight, whether it will be Team Technically Support, the team of GlitchyBasturds and FlairZero, or it will be Bonk and Dragthulu, the team of Bonk and Dragthulu. The #1 contendership for the Tag Team Champions will be decided tonight. We know these two will be watching very closely. They want to hold on to their Tag Team Championship for as long as possible. And I mean, TeaTheShiba is used to fighting behemoths. Can she do it again tonight? It's TeaTheShiba, former Idol Division champion TeaTheShiba, the last Idol Division champion that we had before Rize's over 200 days as champion. Basically holding it for the entire season so far. Nearly holding it for a whole year. About 2/3 of the year held by Rize right now. ShmeepsWorld was in the #1 contenders tournament, but lost in the first round to Draven, Dancing with Draven, and T also was in the #1 contenders tournament. However, she didn't make it far either. She lost to Rocky in the first round. TeaTheShiba just getting lifted by ShmeepsWorld and twisted around. I mean, Empress loves to just show off this behemoth of a woman, ShmeepsWorld, as her, like, trophy, as her pet. Like a lion on the leash. The body of the snake where the head is Empress Morgana. If you really want to get to ShmeepsWorld, you have to cut the head of the snake off. And right now the head is sitting in her corner. T off the ropes. Leg drop to the back of the head. Like I said, T's used to uphill battles. Some call her the overdog. She's been underestimated her whole career, and she's gonna boop the schnoot of ShmeepsWorld for a second time, booping the schnoot. Third time's the charm on the outside. They have to the count of 10. Referee's giving them some leeway, but they do have the count of 10. Oh my god, a fourth one, the legendary fourth boop schnooting. A devastating schnoot being booped. T gets back in the ring, blocks a couple punches, breaks the guard on that one, and tosses her out of the corner. ShmeepsWorld schnoot may be protected by that mask, but I know that didn't feel good. Chops to the chest of ShmeepsWorld. I know that's like hitting iron, but the fortitude of T to continue to strike it. Ooh. Practicing the knees to the ribs. And now this is where Emrys Morgana, like I said, the talking head of La Primera, steps onto the apron, distracting T so that ShmeepsWorld can get the upper hand for a running power slam to TeaTheShiba. This went from a one-on-one match to a two-on-one situation. I think ShmeepsWorld was maybe looking for the natural one. But T catches her, sends her off the apron. Booty poppin' moonsault. T staring in the eyes of Emrys as she gets back up to her feet, sending ShmeepsWorld in the barricade. Emrys can't do anything about it, thus risking or potentially risking ShmeepsWorld from winning. Saito suplex! But I know ShmeepsWorld doesn't necessarily need the help as she steps back in through the middle ropes. T coming in at a 6 count, jumping over the top. And a gut punch with those metallic arms in the corner. Clothesline lariat. With those powerful metal arms of ShmeepsWorld. I don't know how those are regulation, but apparently it's part of her body now. So it's not considered a weapon. ShmeepsWorld up top. What is she looking for? All the way up here. Clothesline from the top rope. Clipping T's wings as Emrys Morgana celebrates in the corner. Kick out at 1. Celebrating a little bit too early as TeaTheShiba gets a 1 count. Gets back in a right hand. Kicks and punches. Sending T off the ropes. Picks her up and sends her crashing to the canvas. ShmeepsWorld goozles her choke toss. Choke toss by ShmeepsWorld to TeaTheShiba. Could have been enough, but just barely kicks out. And ShmeepsWorld is frustrated. She knows what happens if she loses this match. Looking for it. Natural 1. Sends her rolling. And TeaTheShiba might just be out of it too. And she is. ShmeepsWorld knew what would happen if she lost it. Picked off TeaTheShiba with the natural 1. The tag team champions looking to defend the title on Saturday. And they just showed they sent a message to the challengers that they're not going to be taken lightly, as well as Emrys Morgana. I mean, we only saw ShmeepsWorld in that match, but Emrys Morgana's hemlock, her patented hemlock, is devastating, and I think is honestly what got the most of their wins so far, is via tap out. So we will have to see as we will move on to the next match of the night. After that match, we will be moving on to the second singles match and the only one not tied to a championship. This contender here undoubtedly, unethically, unbelievably is a bear, the 4th member of the coalition that couldn't make it to the final of their #1 contenders tournament. They were so close, but TheSleepyPengu just barely pulled it out and beat a bear, the 4th member of the coalition. Looking to pick up a win to start off the coalition on a good foot forward tonight. Blueness picked up the #1 contendership for the coalition last week, and now BA, Tycho, and Greg are going to be in the #1 contenders match tonight in the main event, or actually not in the main event, the next match, excuse me. So can a bear pick up a singles win to just keep that momentum for the coalition? Arguably one of the most dominant factions in MPW history, the Coalition of Humans Against Treachery. I mean, we saw the bear get put in his place by TheSleepyPengu, but what is your strategy when you go up against something so unorthodox as a bear in the squared circle? Questionably a bear. I know he's going to be cheering on Greg in the back. I mean, the bear, he doesn't really talk, but he's got a great relationship with Greg. We know that the bear is going to be in his corner no matter what. And the bear's opponent tonight, none other than Dobby himself. Dobby had a shot in the #1 contenders tournament, was able to pick up a win against Dragthulu, a former Iconovision champion, but was unable to make it all the way, losing to Greg, actually. I was going to say B.A. Tycho, but Greg, actually, picking up the upset victory, some would say. I mean, the Greg Nation has been behind Greg for a while. A new crowd favorite. Dobby was this close to getting another Iconovision #1 contendership. Dobby has yet to hold a championship in his MPW career, but he's been a force to be reckoned with. I will say, he's been a force to be reckoned with. I don't know who I would take in a match like this. I said, you know, how do you go up against something as unorthodox as a bear, but I think the most unorthodox person in MPW has to be Dobby. Like I said, only one person would charge straight at a bear like Dobby. Certainly not orthodox, as the bear already gets control, drops the bite onto his face. The fourth member of the coalition. It was almost a coalition sweep, and it could still be. But we will see. The coalition could hold all the gold in MPW, except for the Tag Team Champions and the Openweight Championship. The two main titles. Gut wrench, but reverse just stepping over him, the height of the bear. Back and forth, a scoop slam by Dobby, the strength of Dobby to pick up a bear. If you guys are confused on which one is which, Dobby is the man in the white shirt, and the bear is the man in the white shirt. The bear gonna bring Dobby up against the ropes. Dobby has been underestimated a lot by many of the competitors going in, but I don't even know if the bear has like any sort of semblance of understanding of underestimating someone. I think the bear just goes full throttle in every match. Busting the bear wide open, busting his mouth open, spinning the bear around, picking him up, and then dumping him on his back and nearly his neck. The bear's back up, gets him with the knee bar. That's not a knee bar, but I'm going to say it's a knee bar. The bear going up top. Look at a bear fly to Dobby, flipping off the crowd. The disrespect from Dobby to the MPW universe. Someone must have said some mean shit to him. I don't know. Biting the face again and busting him open. Going for a second bite. But there's no slices left. Big boot doesn't knock down the bear, though. Sending him off the rope. Dobby's already bleeding heavily. Bumps him. Right hands. Chops and punches. Suplex. You ever suplex a bear before? Clothesline from Dobby, trying to pick up that speed again. Pick up the momentum, back body drop. And a spine buster. Dobby going to hook the leg on the bear. Very close to the ropes, but not quite. 2 count for Dobby. Wiping the blood and the sweat from his face. Taking the bear back onto his feet. Gun stun! Reversal by the bear! Into a power slam! Dobby nearly had the gun stun on him. Kick out at 1 by Dobby, though. Way too soon to call it for him. Knee strike and a big left hand and a big right. Rocking him. Backing up for something, but Dobby just unloading on the bear. Shoulder tackle running through him like a piece of plywood. Dobby goes for the power bomb. A bear trying to fight out of it. Clothesline misses wildly. Was able to get back into it, but grabs the leg again. The long legs of the bear make an easy target for Dobby to be able to grab. Back elbow. A bear. Oh my god, he's mauling him! The bear! The bear mauling! Mauling Dobby, grabbing at the face. Dobby's face just being nearly bitten off by a bear. And the bear looking to end it with the bear hug! Squeezing him! Dobby needs to fight out of it if he wants to stay alive. Squeezing the life force. Dobby grabbing the head of the bear and clapping his ears. Hitting the ears like that will knock your equilibrium out. Big splash by Dobby. Hooks the leg. 2. Kick out of 2. Dobby is so close. Gun stun! This time it connects. 2, 3, and Dobby picks up a win against the bear. Could that potentially be? Could that potentially be the downfall of the coalition tonight? As B.A. Tycho and Greg are going to be in a triple threat with TheSleepyPengu for the Icon Division Championship next. Dobby picking up another impressive win. Constantly underestimated. As we will move on to our Icon Division #1 contenders match. Look at that beautiful smiling face. It is time to find out who will be the #1 contender for the Icon Division Championship. Speaking of the Icon Division Championship, TheSleepyPengu will be our first entrant, the only non-coalition member to make it to the Icon Division #1 contenders match through the tournament. TheSleepyPengu beat Gaelic Angel and a bear to get to this point. A former 2-time Icon Division champion, a total of 77 days as champion held with 1 title defense across both titles. Sleepy has had some pretty terrible luck when it comes to the Icon Division Championship, and I feel like this match is no exception as he's going up against 2 members of the coalition. It has always been like the odds are stacked against Sleepy. Can he pull up the win here tonight? We last saw Sleepy lose in the tag team match with MintyClovers against Bonk and Dragthulu. But can this be? As of course, the silence is deafening when Greg enters the building. The only thing that's not silent is the crowd, the Greg Nation behind him. It is Greg. I mean, Greg is probably the most unlikely person we would see in contention for the top title in the Icon Division. He is here, and he could very well be the #1 contender for FlairZero's championship. This creepy, weird fucker could be the #1 contender here tonight for FlairZero's championship. The crowd is going wild for Greg. The cult following has been built around this wrestler. The Greg Nation. Screaming his name, Greg, Greg, Greg. Can he pull it off? Or will Greg just, let it happen, let B.A. Tycho, the supposed leader of the coalition, pick up the #1 contenders match? This could be a business, everybody for themselves type of business. Or it could be an absolute 2-on-1 travesty for TheSleepyPengu. And of course, our final member, I didn't say before, but Greg beat Potato Adur and Dobby to get to this point. B.A. Tycho beat Merlin and Zarataro. B.A. Tycho probably had the hardest, the hardest air quotes. It's always going to be difficult tournament to get to here, but picked up the win nevertheless. B.A. Tycho says that he speaks for the chat and he hears you, and he's here to withhold justice in the MPW ring any means necessary. We could see B.A. Tycho or Greg as the #1 contender. We could see the coalition. Oh, Greg was sharing some words with Sleepy on the outside. Maybe even an attack before the bell, I don't know. But we could see 2 coalition members bring home the top prizes of both divisions. This is going to be an uphill battle for SleepyPengu. SleepyPengu, and look at that. Already, B.A. Tycho and Greg standing in the same corner. Greg is just showboating to the Greg Nation as B.A. Tycho, Fisherman Suplex, or Fisherman Brainbuster, kick out at 1. We see exactly the mentality the Coalition are going to be using in this match. It is a 2-on-1 assault to SleepyPengu. B.A. Tycho talks about fairness in the MPW ring, yet does this. Unbelievable. This is one fall to a finish triple threat match, and Greg is taking no opportunity to try and prevent B.A. Tycho from winning this match. Bumps him. And now Sleepy, the belly to belly to Greg. This is an uphill battle for Sleepy, but he's gonna go down fighting. Rolls up B.A. Tycho. And now Greg's turn. Turn the assault to SleepyPengu. Kick out at 1 for Sleepy. B.A. Tycho saying it's all good in the crowd, but I disagree as an unbiased commentator. If Sleepy can pick up a win in this match, it will be the biggest upset in MPW history. Goes for a chop, but B.A. Tycho gets it first. B.A. Tycho, ooh, rolling kick. Greg clothesline flipping Sleepy over. Sleepy rolling to the outside. They can't win on the outside. Big bicycle kick right in front of the French Canadian commentators table. They can't win on the outside, but they can spend as much time as they want on here and use any foreign objects as they'd like. Belly to belly on the floor. The Coalition using the number game to their advantage through the middle rope. Greg using himself as a weapon. Oh, I was thinking maybe he's going to turn on B.A. Tycho for a second. Nope. Sleepy sends Greg back into the ring. B.A. Tycho going off the top rope, or over the top rope. B.A. Tycho's got the steel steps in hand. Knocks Sleepy to the floor. Greg on top. Single leg drop kick. Picking up Sleepy for the knee. This is absolutely despicable what the Coalition is doing, but you can't. Unfortunately, there's not really a complaint you can have. They won their spots fair and square. They're using their number game to their advantage. But I can say I don't like it. Tip toss him, tossing him. Sleepy fighting for his dear life. Sleepy with the neck breaker. B.A. Tycho still though in the ring behind him. Another bear hug, squeezing, just trying to wear down Sleepy as much as they can. Sleepy could tap. We can see Sleepy tap. Nope, Sleepy gets that elbow. Fighting out of it. Releasing the pressure. Ducks the chop. Off the ropes. Greg doesn't really see where he's going. Scoops him. Sleepy's going to try and use the outside of the ring to his advantage because he knows that's the only place they can't win. He can stay on the outside as long as he wants. They cannot pin or submit him out here for the win. Ooh, ducks the steel steps. I've never seen anyone do that before in front of the French-Canadian commentators table. Greg's doing poses. I feel like he's going to be looking to dive soon. Nope. Thinks against it as B.A. Tycho desperately wants to get TheSleepyPengu into the ring. Greg back in on the one-on-one, takes Sleepy down, gets into full mount, and then palm strikes to the forehead. Gonna leave welts and bruises. Suplex to Sleepy. It is not looking good. Sleepy hasn't had any offense in a while. Ooh, crossbody doesn't knock down B.A. Tycho, though. Hip toss Sleepy into the corner. Sleepy is in trouble. Fireman's carry. Go to Sleepy from B.A. Tycho. If it's not disrespectful enough, he's going to win with his own move. Kick out at 2. B.A. Tycho nearly winning with the go to Sleepy. Greg just doing shit. Greg being extra. Headbutt from Sleepy to Greg. Over the top rope. B.A. Tycho and Greg putting their heads together. Back and forth, but no, just in the middle of the lion's den. Sleepy is fighting for his life. B.A. Tycho rolls him over. He thinks it's enough. 1, 2, kick out of 2. Sleepy's not going down. Another headbutt. They say people don't usually win with a headbutt, but Sleepy has been picking. Sends B.A. Tycho off the ropes, ducks him. Clothesline just barely connects. Scrapes Sleepy, sends him into the corner. Now B.A. Tycho with the shoulder tackles. Into the corner, tossing him onto his shoulders. Goes for another cover on Sleepy. Is that enough? No, Sleepy kicks out again. The punishment is already being done to Sleepy. It's only a matter of time. Greg going over the top rope again. Greg taking this opportunity in this match to just be extra as B.A. Tycho is going from the top rope. Double axe handle. Sleepy dodges it. Butterfly takeover. Now Sleepy sends B.A. Tycho into the barricade. A little bit of signs of life. Busting Sleepy open with that knee, though. Like I said, the longer this match goes, the worse it's going to be for Sleepy. As the Wolves step back into the ring. Goes for the cover on Sleepy. Greg could be the #1 contender. Eddie is. I mean, it says Greg and B.A. Tycho is the winner, but actually it is in fact Greg that is the winner. Greg picks up the #1 contendership. B.A. Tycho let him have it. FlairZero is going to go up against Greg in the coalition sweep of the #1 contenders tournament. I mean, the Greg Nation are definitely happy for this opportunity for Greg, but in what was the cost? The cost of his honor, as we'll move to our main event of the night. The Tag Team Championship #1 contenders match is next. It is time for the main event of the evening and the only title that has not had their #1 contender yet. It is the Tag Team Championship. FlairZero and Glitchy Team technically support beat why am I blanking? they beat Azanayasu. Yes, excuse me. The Shogunate. Team Technically Support beat the Shogunate to get to this point. So, FlairZero also seeing his #1 contender for the Icon Division Championship is now Greg. Flair could potentially have two matches for a title on Saturday. The first ever opportunity for either of these teams to earn a tag team championship, and how much more better could it be to not only get an opportunity as the tag team champion at the tag team championship, but also to do it with your wife at your side. Truly a one-of-a-kind team, but another very one-of-a-kind team, and had an incredibly dominating showing last week against Morning Routine, is none other than the team consisting of the man that cashed in on FlairZero at Divisions, but was unable to pick up the win. It is Bonk, and Flair's arguably arch nemesis in MPW, the man that can never, these two can only ever seem to collide. It is Dragthulu. These teams have so much history with each other just together, like in singles matches, and now they're gonna have a tag team history. Of course, this match, the rules are as follows. Falls count anywhere, anything goes. One fall to a finish, meaning the first person to get a pin or a submission in the ring or outside it will be the #1 contender. Their team will be the #1 contender. This is gonna be a hard-hitting match, and it could go either way. This is a whole different Flair than the Flair that Dragthulu fought in the beginning of MPW. But he's also got the Mastodon, the Super Naiyan in his corner, at his side, Bonk. Bonk and Dragthulu have done it all in the singles division, and they're looking to take the tag team division by storm and win a #1 contendership for La Primera's Tag Team Championship. Team Technically Support versus Bonk and Dragthulu. The bell has rung, and it is time to go. I will say both these teams did a very good job with their synergy in their first matches leading up to this point. But Bonk and Dragthulu had a little bit more of a dominating showing, whether that was because of the opponents they were having, they just had maybe an easier time, or that they were actually the better tag team. Who can say? Bonk sweeping the legs of Glitchy. They do have a little bit of a mix and a similar styles where they have one person that is very strong, you know, Bonk and Glitchy, and then more technical strikers with Flair and Dragthulu. And Dragthulu gets the armbar, cross arm breaker. Bonk's got the metal bat in his hands, hesitates to use it, but Glitchy has no hesitation. Flair and Dragthulu immediately going at each other. These two have been at each other's throats since the beginning of MPW. Dropkick over drag to Bonk. And a butterfly powerbomb by Flair. Flair is not only a very strong competitor, he is the Icon Division champion. He has earned his title to be called a champion, and he has been ruthless ever since getting that championship. Picking him up, tossing him onto the bat. Bonk gets sent flying, and it's not every day you see someone like Bonk get manhandled so effortlessly. As Flair's gonna meet Bonk in front of the French-Canadian commentators table on the outside. And Bonk is taking it to him, running DDT by Glitchy. You don't want to blink. You might miss something. You got to split your eyes like a gecko. Or a chameleon, I should say. Look different directions at the same time, just to keep up with all the action. Running knee strike. Also, Glitchy probably has a little bit of something to say to Bonk, as Bonk not only tried to cash in on her husband, but used her music to get the distraction, making it sound like Glitchy was cashing in, but it was in fact Bonk catching Flair off guard. Unfortunately for Bonk, those mind games didn't quite work in his favor, as Flair is still the champion. Kip up. Over the knee. Sends Glitchy into the corner. Goes for a DDT, but reversal. Flair rolling up Bonk. One, kick out of one. Glitchy and Dragthulu just fighting DDT on the floor, just fighting it out. DDT in the ring. Refs running to the outside. We need to pay this ref extra. This is our special ref. That's Mr. Referee right there. Back body drop, nearly missing the bat, or nearly hitting the bat. Dragthulu and Glitchy continuing to fight in that corner, whacking the bat across Flair's head, busting Flair wide open. Dragon suplex. Oh my god! Bonk tried to launch Flair into the air like he did Minty, but didn't quite get it. He hit him with it, but did not launch Flair into the sky. That was a crazy hit, though, and another smack of the bat. Fireman's carry. Ball game. The nerve hold, getting on Flair's nerves. Sending Glitchy into the ring. And it looks like they're maybe going to use the 2-on-1s to take the big lass. To attack the big lass here, but maybe not. We'll have to see. Snapmare drops the knee. Chops and punches. Oh, beam clash! Beam clash by Bonk to Flair, the champion. This could get revenge. Uranagi! Oh, Flair kicks out at 2. This could be revenge for not getting the championship. Bonk nearly getting the #1 contenders for his team. Glitchy with a suplex. Flair's back onto his feet, though. And a bulldog to the horse. Glitchy is setting up a ladder in between the French-Canadian commentators table and the ring. I wonder what it's for. Oh, through the middle rope. Like a catapult, like a spear. Piercing Glitchy. Sending Glitchy face first into the ladder. Knocking the ladder down and getting tangled. I don't think that's... I'm gonna ignore it. Oh, they fixed the ladder. Oh, I thought Flair was gonna send Drag onto the ladder. Sidewalk slam. Oh, sends him over to the ladder. FlairZero still has a grudge against Dragthulu. Oh, no, big boy senton through the ladder. FlairZero with the senton through the ladder. To Dragthulu. Drag, though. Power slam. He still has his wits about him. Tossing him into the air. Back body drop. No reversal by Bonk. Butterfly takeover. Combo breaker by Flair. Atomic drop. One-legged atomic drop. Goes to cover Bonk. Everyone's down. 2. Kick out of 2. Flair wanted to take that opportunity, try to get a win with everybody on their backside. Snapmare drops the knee, sends Glitchy into the post, and now back into the barricade. Clothesline, clubbing blow. Got Flair up for the sit-out driver. Oh my god, sending Glitchy into orbit. 2. Kick out of 2. 1, 2, 3, and Bonk gets it. Dragthulu and Bonk are the MPW Tag Team #1 contenders. They are looking for their first Tag Team Championship. Bonk sent Glitchy into orbit and picked up that win. Nearly a double pinfall. As Bonk and Dragthulu are your #1 contenders. We will see you guys on Saturday. I'm Masu Pro Wrestling. This was Masu Pro Wrestling, and we will see you guys next time.